BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. So over on total for the daily, we did hit that resistance area of that 936. That was that heavy resistance that we have had from some previous consolidation areas. And we did end up hitting it, then we rejected, much like Bitcoin did today, but we'll cover that in a moment. Stochastic is starting to pull back, our momentum is rounding, VWAP is pulling back, and money flow is bullish, but if that VWAP continues to push down, we will see that continue to weaken. And if that starts to weaken, remember, once it is red, we typically see those stronger red candles. Those stronger red candles will end up giving us a bit of a downtrend. So right now, we do have a higher low, but watch out for a lower high. If we set a lower high followed by a lower low, then we could kick off a bearish trend. This VWAP did have a bearish trend. We had lower lows with lower highs. So here's a low, here's our lows, here's our high, here's our other high. So we did break into a bearish trend. That brought that momentum lower, and that will weaken that money flow if that VWAP cannot maintain a bullish push here, getting higher highs with higher lows. If that VWAP can get a push, then momentum would push over and money flow would push into the green. Right now, the MPP is projecting we can continue beyond to a higher high. If we get that higher high, that would be positive, but then we would want to retest that 936 and then make it bounce off of it to continue forward. And remember, if total pushes up, most of your altcoins are going to push with it because it is the market cap of all your altcoins besides Ethereum. So over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we did push down to our gap like we said to watch for, and now we are trying to get a little bit of momentum. So if we can continue this momentum, then we will not drop down to those other gaps right around that 96K and right around that 93K. Remember, gaps have an 80% likelihood to fill, so that means there's an 80% chance that if indicators are bearish, we would see a push down to those ranges. Now, VWAP is trying to push into bearish territory. Momentum is pretty flat and money flow is green but starting to stagnate due to that VWAP weakening and momentum starting to stagnate. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we did get a bit of a bearish trend here. We got lower highs with lower lows, so I would watch. If this continues, we could end up breaking away, but if we end up making a channel, this is a pretty decent descending channel. And remember, descending channels are bullish patterns. So in line with our MPP, we could see a break to around that 106. So we may retest where that candle wick left us. We did say watch for that 106 several times. So hopefully you had a sell order there and you were ready, because the people that got their order ahead of time are the people that got in on that wick. Our money flow is starting to weaken. That VWAP is starting to push forward. Momentum does want to gain strength, so we do look positive, providing that VWAP can maintain a bullish push. So if VWAP can maintain higher highs with higher lows, then momentum will continue higher. Money flow can make a rebound, and we would see this channel break forward. Again, usually when you do a pattern trade, when you trade this pattern, you would watch for the breakup, the retest, and then the bounce. The retest is where you pull back to the top of your pattern, and then you see a confirmation green candle that gives you a push forward, and you would ride the rest of the breakout. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, it does look like we did make much the same move as we had on futures, so we won't spend too much time on it. But that being said, that bull flag did play out and is pretty much done for. Our momentum does have a double red dot. Our VWAP is pulling back and the money flow is in the green, so we do still have some possibility of pushing up, providing that VWAP can get a bullish push on those lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour here, it does look like we made those lower highs and lower lows, much like futures. VWAP is trying to get a bullish push though, so that is positive. We have higher highs with higher lows. If we can stay above the neutral and continue to get these higher or consistent highs with higher lows, then momentum will continue to push up. Money flow will remain in the green, and we can get that rebound to retest those candle wicks. And our MPP is projecting we could push to 111K if we get a really strong bullish break up. Over on graph for the daily, it does look like we have some indecision, but we did retest that 11-cent range, much like we said to watch for. That VWAP is pulling back, momentum is pushing up, and that money flow is in the green. That stochastic is starting to get a bit of a bearish cross, so I would just keep an eye on those lower time frames. But if can't get words out. If total is pushing up, then graph likely will as well. So seeing this push off here could be a bullish sign, but right now we do have a lower low, so watch out for a lower high. If we make a lower high like the MPP is projecting, there is a low chance, almost 50-50 chance of that happening, then we could see a bearish break. But if we can get above this 12.36, break above that value area low, that green line right around that 13-cent range, then we could see a bullish continuation take us forward here. That VWAP is in the bullish territory, so again, watch for it to get higher highs with higher lows. Momentum is pushing forward, and that does want to give our money flow strength. So overall, we do look pretty positive so far. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we did make a bullish push to about 264, so that was a decent run up, a little bit above expectations. VWAP is starting to pull back, momentum is pushing up, stochastic is gaining strength, and RSI is making bounce. So overall, we do look pretty positive, and we are coming back down, testing this previous consolidation range. So this is a pretty strong support resistance area, so you may want to draw a horizontal line there. But over on the 1 hour, it does look like we are attempting to reject this. So again, watch out for lower highs and lower lows. If we see that, then we could get pushed down. And the MPP is projecting about 212 to like 20 area. So I would watch that range, but is projecting a higher chance that we do break forward. And that there is almost a 50-50 chance of getting locked in where we were at that 260 and trying to break above it to 287. So hopefully we can see those higher highs with higher lows to help push us forward, and that VWAP would need to stay above that neutral in order to give us that strength to do so. Thank you. Actually, almost forgot about Anchor. Sorry about that. Over on Anchor for the daily, does look like this rising channel did break us down like they typically do, so hopefully you were watching that. Our momentum is pushing up, that VWAP is pulling back, stochastic is starting to round, RSI is running forward, so overall we do look positive, but I would again watch these lower time frames as we do have a gap to the downside, and remember, gaps have an 80% likelihood to fill, so we could end up breaking away if we're not careful. But that being said, I believe we do still have some gaps from way back here that we could end up filling. Actually, no, we have filled all of our gaps, but we do have a few to the downside. So just exercise caution if we don't hold a strong bullish trend. But VWAP is in the bullish territory. Momentum is pushing up. That VWAP does have a higher high. We did get some higher lows, so we are trying to make a bullish trend. If this can maintain, momentum will continue higher. Money flow can remain in the green, and then we could continue to see higher time frames strengthen and push forward. And the MPP is projecting we could push to about that 245 area, so just shy of where our target was for our pattern. Again, don't go for the max pain or max gain. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join us in that Discord.